Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Broken Arrow by Spectre? Yeah, Spectre. Sprechta, I think it is. Sprechta. Sprechta. Um, it's the font that is on Sudoku pad is a little bit weird, so I had to look at my other notes. Yeah, this is a puzzle that was recommended to me, and again, I run it through testing and I like sharing the testing feedback. One of my testers struggled with this puzzle and warned me to take a little bit of extra time, so hopefully I have that today. Um, there is a chance I will be interrupted today, but we'll see how it goes. There is something I want to share. Now, this is something that's been out for a while, and I'm recording about over a week in advance at the moment. So, this is something you may already be aware of. But what I wanted to do is there's a new feature in Sudoku Pad that some of you may find useful if you're not aware of it. Because it's not a feature that's listed in the options, but it is something that is available, and it will work on any puzzle where a solution is embedded, which will be many of them on my channel, and hopefully many of the ones that you find elsewhere. Now, you can check if a solution is embedded in a puzzle by if you click the little tick, you can't see it on the screen, but if you click the tick, it'll come around and say, you'll notice it says, looking good so far, puzzle's not finished yet. The digits you entered are correct. Now, I've entered no digits into this puzzle. But what it's telling me is that the digits that I've entered so far are not wrong. Now, if I'm going to go to an example puzzle that I've made, this is not Broken Arrow, this is an example one. And this is a common grid you see because it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in every row in the first positions those could appear. So starting in column 1, 4, 7, then 2, 5, 8, then 3, 6, 9. So I know what the layout of this grid is. So I know this is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I can't, you can see the 9 means that can't be the 9. But the first place that this becomes a little bit ambiguous is here. Now I know this has to be a 5 because of the way the grid will roll out. But at the moment it could potentially be an 8. Now if I put an 8 in here, there's nothing telling me that this is wrong. But I know from the layout of the grid it's not. But if I click the tick, it's going to say, oh, that's not the solution. Did I miss some rules? It's telling me that there is a mistake in this grid. So if you've made a mistake in a grid or you think you might be off, you can click the tick and it will tell you, no, you're all good so far. Because if I turn around and change that to a 5 and now click the tick, it'll turn around and say, the puzzle is not finished, but the digits I've entered so far are correct. So you can check your grid. So if you've made a mistake on a puzzle and you check and it says that you're wrong, you can roll back until the point where you think you're good, click the tick, and it will tell you if the solution is embedded, if you have rolled back to a point where your digits are correct. Now, it's not checking your pencil marks. So if your pencil marks are off, it will still tell you that it will still say everything looks good so far. But if your pencil marks are wrong, you are completely doomed. But it will tell you that the digits you have at that point are correct. Now, this may be a feature that many of you don't want to use, and that's fine. But if you're struggling with a puzzle and you just want to confirm, is my current state good, and the solver has been nice to you and embedded the solution, this is something you can use. And I just thought I would make you aware that that was a thing. Anyway, let's have a look at Broken Arrow by Sprechta. Okay, so what do we have? Let's look at the rules. I need to start with that. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. I just got an important thing I need to quickly look at. No, okay, cool. Digits placed on an arrow, which are these, must sum to the digit placed in that arrow circle. So the sum of these 2 digits will get placed here. The sum of these 3 digits will get placed here. The sum of these digits will get placed here. And that's already, we know the sum of that. The digits on a between line, this is the between line. It's a little bit awkward with rules letting people know if they've never seen it before. Haven't done a between line in a while. Must be strictly between the circles at the end of the lines. So whatever goes on this line must be between these circles. So yeah, if this was a 2 and a 7, these must strictly be between 2 and 7. They can't include 2 or 7 or be outside the ranges of 2, 7. And the gold line is a sum line. Now, the original rule said region sum line, but there is still, but I've reset that. There is still a lot of contention because the previous puzzle I did about a week ago said region sum line, where if a digit re-entered a line, a box, then the all of those would sum to that. Whereas in this one, it specifically states that along the line, digits have some n within each box passed through. If a line passes through the same box more than once, each individual segment of that line within that box sums to n separately. Whereas I did one recently, which was also called a region sum line, where if a line re-entered the box, then it counted as the same sum. No one does this consistently, so I drop the region or equal sum line, just call it a sum line and call out in the rules, because otherwise I will get comments to death. And then we've got Kropki pairs, so just be aware that each individual segment of a line within the line within a box sums to the same value. I think it only matters here for this little outcropping, because the line exists here and here and here and here. Anyway. Cells separated by a black dot are in a 1:2 ratio. Cells separated by a white one must be double the other. Cells separated by a white dot must be consecutive. Not all dots are necessarily given. So it would be perfectly fine for that to be a 2 and those to be consecutive and in a 1:2 ratio. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, the low-hanging fruit here is that this arrow has 3 digits that see each other. I seem to do this almost every day. So this must be at least 6. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's low-hanging fruit that has gotten me almost nowhere. This also must be at least 1, 2, 3. So these digits sum to at least 6. So this must be 1, 2, or 3. But the maximum this can sum to is 8. So there must be a 1 on this arrow, because if there's no 1, and it can't be here because of that 1, if there's no 1 on this arrow, this would be 2, 3, 4, which would already sum to 9, and this would have to be a 0. So that's another bit of low-hanging fruit. Now, this line, now on this line, and the fact that both ends of this line are on the between line. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be incredibly interesting, I feel, because these 3 digits are all see each other. They're all in the same box. Right, I can get some stuff from this. All 3 digits must see the same, all see each other. So the minimum these could be is 1, 2, 3. So let's do some coloring. This is one segment of the line. This is another segment of the line. This is another segment of the line. This is another segment of the line. I'm actually going to use a different color there. That is another segment of the line. That is, I'm going to go back to yellow. This is another segment of the line. And this is, I'll use a darker blue. That is another segment of the line. All of those shaded areas must sum to the same total. But this can't sum to 9. So the total, because it's a minimum of 3, it has to be at least 6, but it can't be 9. So these are 6, 7, or 8, which means each of these lines that are 3 long must contain a 1. There must be a 1 in each of those. Now, there can't be a 1 here. And there's a maximum as well, which I think is 5, but we'll get to that in a minute. There can't be a 1 here. And the 1 in here and the 1 in here means it's taken up the 1s in this row. This is a 1. This is not a 1. This is a 1. This is not a 1. That has taken up the 1s in... so the 1 must be in here and the 1 must be in here, which means I can't put a 1 in here and I can't put a 1 in there. So this is a 1. This is going to matter. This is going to matter a lot. This is not a 1. And the reason I got this one is because where could I put 1 here? I can't put it here and I can't put it here. Now, this digit here cannot be a 1. And the reason this can't be a 1 is because on this between line, I need to put digits between the digits at the end. But the minimum, if this was a 1, I'd have to fill these all with digits between 1 and 1. So that's not going to work. But what's the minimum this could be? Well, if this was 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, this is a minimum of 4. But I think it's got a maximum of 5. Because if this was an 8 arrow, and this can't be a 6 anymore. Right, yes, gotcha. So if this was an 8 arrow, what's the highest digit I can put on an 8 arrow? Which would be 1, 2, 5 to get to 8. But if this was a 6, this would have to be 1, 2, 3, and I can't do it because I can't put a 3 there, or all of these would have to be 2s, and I can't put 2 2s in the box. So this is not, sorry, these are not 6, but this is either 1, 2, 4 or 1. So these are 1, 2, 3 because they've got to be 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 5. Now I'm worried there is a 1 in one of these, but I'm concerned about this a little bit because these have to be from 2, 3, and 4. In fact, all of these have to be from 2, 3, and 4. No, 2, 3, and 4. So what does that do for these arrows? Because they have to be from 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, so there is a 5 on this arrow because these have to be from 2, 3, and 4 because the maximum this could be is 5. So there has to be a 5 on this arrow because if I made this 1, 2, 4, what would these be? These would both be 3. So there has to be a 5 on this arrow. So this is 1, 2, 5 to get me to 8. So these are 8. These don't have 2 in them anymore. This is 1, 3, 4, which means this has to be the 5. And that has done a lot of work. Now, can I do the same here? No, because this could be 1, 2, 6. No, it can't be 1, 2, 6. So I've got the same here. Maximum here is 5 because this is a maximum of 8. So the maximum here is 5. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a 5 on this, which means it has to be 1, 2, 5 to get to 8 because otherwise I blow the total, which means this is the 1. There is no 1 here. There's no 2 here. This is also 3, 4. This is a 5, and this has to sum to 8. There's no 3 here, so there is a this is also 3, 4. There's no 1 on this arrow. Now this has to sum to 8, so it's either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. And this is either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm starting to worry about 9 because 9s have to be in those. 8 has to be in those. This arrow is probably going to be incredibly important. Can this be 1, 2, 3 now? I'm really not sure. These are 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 6, 7, 8, 9. I kind of feel I should be able to do more with 1s. Like 1 is in one of those. If there's no 1 on this arrow, like if this is a 1, this is a 1, this is a 1, and that is a 1. And that's all okay. Actually, this maybe? Really cool break-in. I'm struggling a little with what comes next. I'm going to remove colors I don't need because these 8 arrows have been resolved. I've got the 8 total. These sum to 7. So they're 2, 5, or 3, 4. So these are either 2, 5, or 3, 4. If this is 1, 2, 3, this is 1, this would be 2, this would be 3. That'd be 4, 3. I can't. Okay, so this can't be this. Okay, there is a 1 on this arrow. Because if there's no, right, this is what I needed to ask. Is there not a 1 on this arrow? If there's no 1 on this arrow, it's 2, 3, 4, and that breaks that cell. So there is a 1 on this arrow. This is a 1. Therefore, by consecutive, this is a 2. So this is now either 3, 4, 5, or 6 in order to get us there. Now, it's not 5, so this is not 8. Now, this 1, 2 means this is not 2. I don't need a 2 on this. Now, 2 is up here somewhere. Now, is that done more for 1s? This is not the 1. This is the 1, which means these are not the 1. This is the 1, which means this is the 2 and this is the 1. That means this is not 2 anymore. Two is up here. Which means this is a minimum of 3. This is a minimum of 2. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's not feeling great. Now, any digit on this is either low or even. So it could be 2, 4, 4, 8, or 3, 6. So it's either 2, 4, 4, 8 in either order, or 3, 6 in either order. If this is 3, 6, that's 4, 7. If there's a 4 on this, this is either 3, 6 or 6, 9. Yeah, that's... So this is a virtual 3, 4 pair. Can this be a 5, I suppose, is the question. This would just have... because otherwise this has to be a 2. I'm a little confused. These have to sum to 7. So they're... Oh, these have to sum to 7. And they're not 3, 4. These are 2, 5. And we know the order. This is the 5, this is the 2. So there's no 2 here, there's no 5 here. This is a 3, 4 pair. And these arrows have been resolved. That mattered. That 3, 4 was doing a good amount of work. That's a 3, 4 pair now. That's a 3, 4 pair. There's a trick to this I am still missing. Two is in one of those and one of those and one of those. That's all good. 2 is in one of those. I've got all the ones. This is a 2, 5 pair. Because 2 and 5 can't go in those cells or those cells, and that's a 1. That's a 2, 5 pair, giving me a 2, 5 pair in the column. So these are also 6, 7, 8, 9. There's something else going on with 3s and 4s that I think I'm missing. That between line break-in was really cool, but I haven't quite figured this out. This is a minimum of 3. This would have to be 2 if this is a 5, but I think it can... Yeah, this would then be 4, 8. If this is 3 and this is 2... I'm not sure. Oh, this isn't 5, because for this to be 5, this would have to be 2. It's not telling me much. I was wondering if it's restricting 5, but it's not that I'm seeing. I can see this is an 8-9 pair. So I know what these are, because 8 and 9 can't go in those, and they're not in any of these. So what are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I know what this is. This is 3 or 4. These pairs are weird. So I'm wondering if that did something here, but I don't think so. This 3, 4 maybe? 6 and 7 are in here. The 8 deduction on that between line was absolutely stunning, but I'm not seeing how to continue. I wonder if I turn the pencil mark checker on, whether it'll just jump out at me. So I know 2 is in one of those. I've already looked at that. 2 in this box? No. It's either this dot or this arrow, I think. No. Where is 8 in this column? Can't put it down here because of this 8 and the between line. Can't put it here because of this 8. Can't put it on the arrow. And this can't be 8 because I couldn't put 5. Yeah, I did some elimination. Oh, because of the sum, this 5. So this is an 8, which means there's no 8 on this. So this is either 2, 4 in a particular order, meaning this can't be 4 because I can't put 2 there, or 3, 6. This is not the 8. This is the 8. That puts 8 in one of those two. This is not an 8. Oh, if I could knock 9 out of there. I feel I'm closer now. What I really want to do is knock 2 out of there. Or even better, 3. Hang on, I can't put 3 there. Because if I put 3 here, this becomes 4, 2, and that has no fill. So this is a minimum. This still could be 2, and this could be 3. But if this is 2, this is 3, 6, and this can't be 3. Right. There's an interaction between these. If this is 3, this is 2, 4. Right, there is an interaction between this and this, and I'm sure other people will see it faster than me, but I'm going to explore it slowly. Now, this is a minimum of 3. Now, if this is 3, this becomes 2, 4. That becomes 3, and that becomes a minimum of 5. If this is 4, then this becomes 3, 6. That becomes 4, and that could still be 2. So this can't be 5, but it could be 6 if this is 4, 2. Because 4 here... Hang on, no, wait. 4 here makes this 3, 6. This 4, and this could be 2. No, that does work. Four here doesn't work. 4 here makes this 3, 6. 4, 3, 6 breaks that cell. This can't be 4. If this is 5, then I've got options. All I proved was this couldn't be 5. There's probably more going on here. How do I disprove that as a 2? Two, three, four. I've got to put 7 and 9 in those. Hang on. 9 in this top row is in one of those two. Hang on, 9 in this top row is in one of those two. This is not a 9. So this is 6 or 7. But if this is 3... Whoa. Okay, let's start this again. If this is 3, this becomes 2, 4. This becomes 3, this becomes 5, and I've blown the total. This is not 3. It can't be 4, because if it's 4, this is 3, 6, and this is broken. If it's 6, this is 5. Holy cow. And this is 1 or 2, and it has to be 2 with 7. That is nuts. That takes 2, 4 out of here. This is 3, 6, which makes that 4 and that 3. That was bonkers. I have no idea if that's the intended way to solve it. That becomes 2, that becomes 5. The 4 here looks down, taking 4 out of there and 3 out of there. That makes this 5 and this 2. 3, 6 takes 6 out of there and 3 out of there, which just happens to work. There's no 2 here anymore, so all of these are 3 and 4. Eight is in one of those two. That was been there for a while, which means that's not the 8 and that's the 8. What is this triple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 7, and 9. There's no 9 there. This is, well, hang on. The 5 makes that the 7. This is a 5, 9. Oh, no, this isn't the... Oh, the 2 makes that the 5 and that the 2. The 5 looks up making that the 9 and that the 5. Holy cow. 1, 2, 3... No, not 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9 go in those. If this is 1, 2, 6, 9, that's going to force this to be in the opposite order. And that's broken. If this is 6, 9, this is 6, 9, and where do I put 6 in this box? This is 1, 2, 4, 7. That is beautiful. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, and 9, which looks down, making that the 8 and that the 9. Puts 8 in one of those two, but because of those pointing 8s, that's not the 8 and that's the 8. 9 is in one of those two. This 4 looks down, making this 3 and this 4, which makes this 3. Have I resolved this yet? Not obviously. This is 6. Oh, no, the 7 looks down, making this 6 and this 7. This column is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9. This is cool. So this is now an 8-9 pair because of the 8 and 9. So this is a 6-7 pair, and this 7 makes this 6 and this 7. I really want to use the feature to find out have I made a boo-boo. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 3, 4. And this 3 makes this 4 and this 3. This is not the 9 because of the 8-9 pair. This becomes the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 6 and 7. Which is remarkably not resolved. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 4 here, so the 6, 7 pair makes this the 4, and this is not the 4. The 4 looks up, finally making this 5, which makes this 2. And that is now resolved. This is now scanning and me failing at scanning. This column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 7, and 9. Well, there's no 3 there because of that. There's no 7 or 9 there. That's the 3. So that makes this 4. Holy cow. This row, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 5. So what is this triple? Because I've got a 2, 9 pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it must contain a 7. Oh, this 6 makes this 9 and this 6. The 9 looks down, making that 7 and that 9. The 7 looks down, making this 6 and this 7. The 6 looks across, making this 7 and this 6. The 7 looks across, saying that's not the 7, so this is the 7. This 9 looks across, making this the 8 and this the 9. I still need to put an 8 in this box, so it has to go there. So this is a 3, 6 pair. This 2 looks across, making this 9 and this 2. This 3 looks across, making that the 4 and that the 3, which looks up, making that the 4 and that the 3. The 3 looks across, making that the 6 and that the 3. The 6 looks across, making that the 4 and that the 6. And the 6 looks up, making that the 3 and that the 6. And that's the correct solution to Broken Arrow by Sprechta. That is cool. This interaction took me way too long to see there had to be a 1 on this arrow because of the 2, 3, 4. But that interaction was absolutely stunning. That was a lot of fun. That was so much fun. 26 minutes. Considering I was told that to leave extra time for this puzzle, I'm really happy with that. And the break-in with that line having to be 8 because of the between line. Mwah. Absolutely beautiful. I love the interaction of how the ones played in and then the others. I think a lot of people are going to plow through that one. But again, not having to explain really speeds things up. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you're really enjoying these puzzles because I am. Yeah, as always, good luck with your solving.